Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to New Forest Morphs. It's a lovely day today. It's Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm losing track of time at the moment. This week's really going fast. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week. Today we're going to be talking about one of the clutches that we got from Colossus was 14 egg clutch, and she's a het Ultramel girl. She gave us a massive clutch, the biggest clutch we've had. And of the 14, we hit quite a few Mojave Ultramels, we've hit quite a few Ultramels, and we've also got some het Ultramels, and we've got some Mojave het Ultramels. So we thought what we'd do, we've got a couple of people showing an interest in them, and we thought we'd sex them so we can make them available. And Jared, what surprised you was hemipene after hemipene after hemipene. I mean, I kid you not, there was 12 out of 14 that were boys. We couldn't believe it.
Ridiculous.
So I guess anyone out there that wants to get the Ultramel gene into their collection and need a good stud boy,
We got you covered.
we've got you more than covered. I'll tell you, and we'll probably give you them for a pretty good price as well. So, but I think before perhaps I should bring a couple out and show you what we've got, Jad. So the Mojave Ultramels over here, Jad. If I bring out one of those, this one's had about 6 mils. You can see how beautiful it is. And that's a boy, and he's loving his new LPO5, sitting on the hot spot, eating. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals so far, Jared, and he's eating rat fluffs. And he's a boy. So if anyone would like a gorgeous stud male, please hit us up, and either on Instagram, Facebook, or on this video message. I am on WhatsApp as well, and if you hit me up on IG or Messenger on Facebook, I'll give you my phone number and you can WhatsApp me or Jared, and then we can discuss that. But beautiful animal, Jared, and they're doing really well, and I think they are over 100 grams now. I think they're about 110 grams, so they are good to go. And I think they're looking beautiful. The Mojave Ultramel, I think, is a gorgeous looking animal, and they hold their colour really well, because if I showed you one of the adults, I mean, Nova's in shed, so we won't show you Nova, but I'm just thinking if Starburst might be still. I'm not sure whether she's going in shed first of all. Let's have a little look and see. So that's what an adult looks like, Jared. If you want to show what the adult looks like. She's 3 or 4 years of age. She's given us a clutch.
She's still very bright, isn't she?
She's very bright. So what that Mojave and Ultramel do, they do look. I mean, just compare the two. So you can see the comparison. And beautiful animals, Jared.
Yeah. They're not quite as deep as when they're babies, but they're still very bright.
Lovely purples to them. But you can see they hold their colour pretty well, and they are wonderful breeders. And they come from the larger girl. The Colossus is she was nearly 4 kilograms. She's from the Volta region, which means that the babies are big, and it means that they will produce strong offspring for you, big offspring, if you're looking to get that into your genetics. That could be a clever way of getting the Volta gene into your animals to strengthen them. So there's one example, and that's a male. We also have quite a few Ultramels that are obviously boys. Let me just see if I can find a couple of Ultramel boys. There's an Ultramel boy there. Let's see if he's out shed. There you go. So you can see the Ultramel is a beautiful gene as a standalone gene as well. See how beautiful that is, Jared? Now if I was to compare that with Karamak, which is a 3 or 4 year old female Ultramel, you can see how they hold their colour, Jared. I'm making comparison. I think she's pretty bright. Even as an adult, they keep a lot of their brightness, Jared. I don't want to have it constrict that, so we'll just put it on there. But you can see how beautiful they are. But they do hold their colours really well, and lovely temperaments, and they're good breeders. And we've produced 2 clutches this year from these 2 girls, so they're just being reconditioned, rebuilt. So I think we'll slip that one back, Jared. And please do hit us up, and we'll give you our prices and everything else if you're interested in getting in. I think the Ultramel project is a beautiful project. There's no kinking issues, there's no genetic issues that we're aware of, and I think it's quite a popular gene out there. Very, very nice gene. And if you want to get into the Ultramel pieds, which we are, very much invested in, and we'll do a separate video for that. You'll see what an Ultramel pied looks like. In fact, have a quick look at some Colt, Chad, while you're there, and I'll put this one back. So you can see this boy is about 2 years old. He's only just starting to go into a shed, I think, Chad.
Yeah.
But look how he's holding his colours beautifully. And we should probably weigh him because he's going to prove to be one of our stud boys going forwards. So let's just see how he's doing on the weight side. Hopefully the scales will behave themselves this time, Jared. Is that looking good? I think he's about 800 or 900, which is perfect for breeding.
1026.
Sorry?
1026.
Wow. Now this boy was produced by Wild Star Reptiles, and I think Kelly, who we've been working with on this one, is producing high-end animals, and the genetics come from Europe and come from a very famous breeder that produced the first pied het Ultramel, and we've got him here in our collection because we bought them from Wild Star Reptiles. And as soon as this boy proves out, we will probably make available the father, if anybody wants to get into the project and have a stud boy that is 100% het for Ultramel and has stunning patterns. He's the father of this guy here. Randy's over here. So just show you Randy. He's down here. So let's look at him. There he is. So he's a beautiful boy, locks with everything, reliable breeder, Jared, and he's got some beautiful patterns. Look at the beautiful patterns on him. That's why the Ultramels we're producing are so pretty. And if we show you some of his offspring from this year, which are Ultramels 100% het for pied, I think, Jared.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's the nicest one.
This is the nicest one here.
These two.
These two here. So we've got, let's bring these out. They've had quite a few meals.
One's got that splatter look to it.
Yeah. So the patterns on here and the quality of these Ultramels are really, really good, Jared. And you can see them here, how pretty they are. So I think that one looks as though there's something else going on with that one.
So this one's got a very uniform pattern.
Yeah.
Almost like an Enchy style.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you put orange dream into that? Now, that one's got an orange dream dot on its head, Jared. So I don't know whether it's got orange dream in it at all, but there's a little horseshoe on him with an orange dot on his head.
And there's that splatter look on
Honestly,
the side.
it's so beautiful. And these are two girls. And these are 100% het for pied.
Yeah.
So this would be a wonderful building block for the Ultramel Pied project. And once these are up to size, Jared, we can plug in Colt.
120 grams.
Yeah, 120 grams, which is good. And that one looks similar, Jared.
107.
Yeah. So we might do a two project thing here. We're moving towards the Ultramels at the moment. Maybe we stick with the Ultramels today and do another project tomorrow, Jared. But so we've got two girls. Now we've also got some beautiful boys as well. Now if I show you the Ultramel het pied males, I think we've got two of those, Jared, haven't we? And both of these are available.
Yeah, one of them's not eating properly yet, but
yeah. So we've got to get one feeding. This one is feeding really well. And again, it's got that beautiful pattern to it, Jared. You see the pattern on it? Really pretty. Isn't that lovely? So I don't know whether there's something else going on in these genetics, but
127.
yeah.
And then this one.
I think that one does need a bit more, doesn't it?
This one's had one assist feed.
One assist
it's starting to
feed.
get a bit thin.
Yeah. But I think give it 5 or 6 weeks, Jared. I'm sure it'll be fine. Most of the assist feeds start feeding for themselves within a week or two.
Yeah.
But both beautiful. Look at the patterns on them, aren't they crazy? Now that's the influence of the het pied. And have they got markings and ringers at all? Can you see anything on them? I mean, when you're looking
got
for...
the pied tracks.
Look at the tracks. And then if you look at the alien heads as they merge at the tail, that's indicative of a pied track. I can't see any ringers on them, but there might be a ring or two on them. Can you see any ringers? But beautiful animals, and these two are both available, so do please contact us if you're interested in a couple of boys or one boy. and it's a great way of getting in to the project, because if you then put him to an Ultramel or a pied that's het for Ultramel, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of hitting the Ultramel pied, and I think that's a beautiful way of getting in on a budget. So these two will be available, and we'll put pictures out on Morph Market as soon as that one's big enough. We'll probably get this on Morph Market, Jared, and we'll start putting some on Morph Market because we need to get going on that side. So we'll just slip those back. And sticking with the Ultramel Pied project, we've got some girls that I was going to show over here. One of them's actually just shed out. We've actually called it Kelly because Kelly supplied this to us from Wild Style Reptiles, and she shed out today, and I'm going to weigh her and see how she's doing. She looks very similar to her father, so I'm hoping that she will go for us next season, Jared, is what we would like. Try and prove her out. She's 1,500 grams at the moment, so she's doing well. She's a 2022 hatchling, and what I'll do is I think we'll weigh her, Jared, and show her in the light. But a nice chunky girl, and there are markings on the het Ultramel, but they're difficult to pinpoint. So we zeroed out, Jared.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be about 13 or 1400. What have we got, Jared?
1380.
1380, so she's not far off, and we've got a couple of months to build her before we start our breeding. So she is eating decent sized Maltese, Jared. I've been giving her some good sized Maltese, but if you look carefully at the tracks, they're not tracks, the markings, does she have any het Ultramel markings? Now it's difficult to tell, isn't it? It's not the easiest to tell, but
she's a nice light looking snake.
Yeah, she is light. We've got 2 other girls. Now we could bring those out and compare, because the 2 other girls are 2020. She's a 21, and I think the other 2 are 22 girls. So if you can just hold her there, Jared, I'll bring out another girl. One of them might be in shed actually. So we've got Mel and Lisa. I think Mel is going into shed, but she, to me, looks as though she could be carrying the Ultramel gene because she does have that brightness about her. There she is, she's going into shed. Now what I'll do is I will weigh her to see how she's doing compared to Kelly, and I think there's not a lot in it, to be honest with you, which is amazing because there's a year difference in age. But let's just see what she's weighing in at. How much is she coming in at, Jared?
1308, about 80 grams in it.
Unbelievable. So, but look at the richness of the tones. There's richer tones in here that could be indicative of the Ultramel. Can you see the reds? So if you're looking for some extra reds, but then if you look at the father doesn't have that many reds, but he's 100% het for Ultramel. So I think the only way to do it is to either shed test it, Jared, or to actually breed them. And I think they're that close to being breedable. We've got a chance of actually putting colt to these 2 girls to produce some Ultramel pieds is what we're hoping to do. And we've got some gravel Ultramels that we've produced, haven't we, Jared, this year, het for Ultramel?
Yeah.
And we've got some Mojave gravel het Ultramels, and when we grow those up we can then bring in the highway project, because we've got yellow belly het Ultramels too, so we can produce some highway Ultramels, which is part of the project, and then we'll feed those into the Ultramel clown project and the Ultramel pied project, and then we'll feed those in together, so we could end up with some amazing animals. I would like to get Orange Dream into Ultramel as well, Jared. Is there any other genes you'd like to get into the Ultramel project that you think would make, maybe leopard would be a good choice?
Yeah, I like a lot of the recessives with Ultramel.
Yeah.
Ultramel clowns, Ultramel pieds.
Yeah.
Ultramel ghosts.
So it's all about Ultramel today, Jared. I think we'll focus on the Ultramel and come back to the other projects tomorrow. But we've also got this beautiful girl, Lisa, and they're both eating really well. And she looks very bright, Jared. So if I just show you how bright she is. These are all 66% het for Ultramel. And she looks like she's going into a shed as well.
She's got a U there for Ultramel.
Yeah, that's nice. Or a very long horseshoe. I'll just give her a little bit of water to the back just to help her with the shedding. But they're eating well, and when they're eating well they shed well, because all 3 of them are in shed process. And we're not giving them massive meals, we're just giving them good sized quality food, Maltese. Now I will weigh her, Jared, just to see how she's doing, and I'm guessing that one's probably more likely to be about 1100 if you're lucky.
1180.
1180, so she is not far behind. So it's interesting how the babies from which are 1 year younger are catching up with their auntie, effectively, that was 2021. And the 2022 babies could be ready, Jared, in the next 3 to 4 months. But we'll see how we go. But I do like the richness, and I like the smiley face on here in a way. It's either horseshoe or smiley, isn't it? It's very pretty. So they're coming from quality genetics, so I do believe we will produce some wonderful, wonderful animals. And I'm just going to top up our water. So, are there any other things you want to discuss on the Ultramel Pied project, Jared? Do we talk about the Ultramel clown? So we stick the Ultramels all together?
Yeah, I reckon you should get out a Mojave gravel het Ultramel because they look really cool.
Okay, then let's just put these back and then we'll bring those out. They are firecrackers, so I'm likely to get bitten. I might get Jared to do it. Then we just slip those in there. That's really good. So we're starting to sell animals at the moment, and we're starting to create extra spaces for our grow-ons to move up. So the whole cycle of marketing and selling, a lot of our sales are occurring through friendships that we've developed over 5 or 6 years. And I think that's really important when you're building an infrastructure business. You don't just want to focus on the physical infrastructure. You want to focus on those contacts and those friendships and build those, because then you've got an outlet to sell your animals, because people know your brand, they know you. This is one of the reasons why we put out regular videos, is so you can see the transparency of what we're doing here. We've got, in my opinion, a very immaculate collection of high quality animals here that's getting progressively better. And we're looking forward to people coming down in person. There are individuals and families that will be visiting us this month to pick up their snakes, and I think we're looking forward to that experience. We also run a holiday let business. So the other thing that we can do is we can actually make available accommodation, which is actually here on site. So if any families would like to have a long weekend break, even in September, we're fully booked for August, but September, if you want to come down for a weekend or weekday, do let us know, because you can stay in one of our holiday lets, have a beautiful experience in the New Forest. We're close to 2 miles to the beach. We're literally, the New Forest is right in front of our property. We're right in it. We're right in the thick of it here. And you can have a lovely experience with your family and can maybe learn something from our facility, come in and have a look at how we do things, and maybe we can build up stronger relationships from family to family or individual to family. And I think that will really help to build our community spirit, Jared. And I think, you know, I'm keen to be able to encourage as much building of relationships more than anything else, Jared. But now we've got the infrastructure in place, it's all about building the marketing infrastructure, the friendship and natural friendship base. But let's pull out the Mojave gravel het Ultramel that's really fiery.
It's that left one with all the rain in it.
And it's got lots of dots. It's had loads of meals, but you can see he's already fired up to take me out. I mean, look at him, he's just... But look how rich he is. I mean, he's hissing at me at the moment, but how beautiful is that, Jared?
He's almost red, isn't he?
So a combination of Mojave and gravel, I think, is beautiful. And it has some beautiful markings on its belly. You showed me its belly earlier. Now, if you give me the little hook, Jared, I think we use the little hook here. Where have we got it, Jared?
Just there. On the right hand side behind that sweeper.
Okay, here we go. Jared hides all these tools everywhere. I can never see them. I'm not as tall as Jared. But hello. he wants the feed, doesn't he? I mean, what we'll do is you use a firecracker, and that's why he's had so many meals. But no, he'll try and bite you, Jared. Right. Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go.
Doesn't hurt.
Okay. It is a pinprick, and maybe if I pretend to be the person that's in looking at him, and he might be ignoring Jared being at the back end. Might get bitten. I'm glad I'm wearing my glasses. But that's another issue, is protecting yourself when you're feeding, as I always wear my glasses when I'm feeding, because if they do come out and strike, the last thing you need is a damaged eye, you know, because it's delicate. So I wear my glasses as protection as well as a visual. But show the belly off while you've got it, Jared. Turn it around, see if you can show the belly pattern. He'll have a little peck at you. There you go. You see the flames coming up? It's almost got like lace popcorning coming up on its side, isn't it? But I think that is the influence of the gravel.
Yeah. And
the Mojave combined beautifully together to create those extra patterns. Now that is het for Ultramel, which means that we can plug that into our Ultramel projects. And if we plug him into an Ultramel pied visual girl, we'll get gravel Mojave Ultramels that are 100% het for pied, and that will be the next stage of the building block. But like I say, we do also have some yellow belly het Ultramels, Jared, and I can't remember whether we've labelled those up yet, but let's see whether we can find those. Do you know where the yellow belly ones are, Jared? Because it's one of the clutches here that we've got. Is it clutch 21? Have a little look. I know that we've got some there. Let's put that one in.
Which ones are you talking about? The ones that are with the OD as well?
Yeah, we've got.
Those are up here.
I think these are the ones. These are these het Ultramel. So that's clutch 20. So I think that's a yellow belly. If you have a look at that one, Joe, I think that one's het for Ultramel. I'm just going to check. We put Nova to Celeste. She's a pastel yellow belly, and we've got some yellow bellies going into the Mojave. So we've got Mojave yellow bellies as well.
Yeah.
And I think it was clutch 20. I'm just going to check the clutch card. So we've got to start labelling up a bit more.
Because this is the one where the Purple Passions came from.
Is that the Purple Passion?
This one's not a Purple Passion, but it's from the same clutch.
Okay. That's right. So, Nova to Celeste is clutch 20.
Yeah, that's this one.
We've hit some het Ultramels, Mojave Yellow Belly Phantom Pastel het Ultramels. So there's potentially 3 genes in there. So let's get out clutch 20.
So this is the Phantom. And this is the Mojave.
So I come up behind, see if it'll let me have a little
fine.
look. But is it carrying yellow belly? That's the thing. Now I would say possibly it is. Look at the fire flames coming up.
Yeah, I think that's a Yellow Belly Phantom.
So that could be a yellow belly Phantom het Ultramel.
And that was a Yellow Belly
Mojave. So what we've got is we've got yellow belly het Ultramels, and we've done that for a reason, because we can put the yellow belly het Ultramel to a gravel het Ultramel and get your highway Ultramel, which would be wonderful. But also we can plug in high-end genetic boys that will get the yellow belly and the gravel going into the project, which leads us nicely onto the clown project. I don't know how much time we've got left, Jared, but
About 6 minutes.
6 minutes. So let's end up now with the Ultramel clown project, which, bearing in mind, you want to get highway into that as well. So this is building blocks running parallel to the main project. And I think this is where people forget that it's easy to think, oh, let's get the visual and then let's add the codoms. But in my opinion, I think you've got to run the codoms parallel to the other projects so that you can interchange the genetics, or you work with other families and individuals who've got the genetics that you want to share together and work in collaboration. So whichever way you want to go, really. But so that's good. We will start to get them on food, Jared. I don't think they've had any meals yet.
This one, no, they're
No,
not eaten yet.
but I mean they're still pretty chunky, even though they're not eaten yet.
Some of the Purple Passions have eaten.
Let's have a look.
That one in the middle there.
Okay, so these are going to be carrying Mojave and Phantom and possibly Yellow Belly. The best one of the clutch, I think, was it Gandalf the Grey? Emily's named these after characters from Lord of the Rings. So this is Gandalf the Grey. We haven't sexed it yet, have we? But look how pretty that is. I think that's a yellow belly, pastel yellow belly Phantom Mojave het Ultramel. So
Mojave,
really,
yeah.
I think it's a really powerful Purple Passion that's carrying the het Ultramel plus the yellow belly and pastel. So that animal alone is going to be very valuable going forwards. And it's a very pretty one. It almost looks like a G-stripe, doesn't it?
It's got a nice stripe to it. And the one next to it's really silver.
So this is Gandalf the White, Emily's name. And we've got Saruman. Oh, Saruman is the prettiest, Jared. Look at this.
That's the really grey one.
Wants to eat as well. Look at this one, wants to eat, and it's look how beautiful that is. I love that colour, and I think they are lovely. But this is part of the Ultramel project.
And all of these need to. This one's eaten.
You've had
This one hasn't. This one hasn't.
Yeah. So we've got that, and also we've got a Zog, which is really chunky. That's had several meals, Jared. Just look at these. We were really lucky with the odds here because we sure only got a couple of these, and we got 4. All purple passions, but they've got a difference. They've got yellow belly pastel and het ultramel, so they're powerful animals.
I think this is the one that's got all the genes.
Okay. Yeah.
And the other ones have got a mixture of the genes.
I
This
suspect-
one, I don't see any pastel in this one.
No. I suspect this one could have the yellow belly because can you see how it's already starting to break up the dorsal?
Yeah, almost like a highway already.
And this has got, if you look what's going on here, this is coming up, Jared. Anyway, let's get these back. So we want to now show you the Ultramel clown project to finish. And let's get those back in there. Thank you, Jared. Doing really well. And we will sex these. Some of these might become available, so if you are interested, once we've sexed them, we'll put them on Morph Market, and then you can have a look and see if there's anything there that we fancy. Right, so now the boy that is the key to the Ultramel Clown project is right down here. We've called him Chuckles. I've got a feeling he's going into shed, Jad, so it may not be the best time to show him off, but he is eating really well. And you just reset the scales, we'll weigh him as well. This is our ticket into the Ultramel Clown project. And then there you can see him. Now we bought this guy from Kelly at Wildstyle Reptiles, and he's a year, and I think he's about a year and a half old. What's his weight currently, Jack?
669.
669, so he's almost 700 grams. You can see that he's a beautiful animal. And people have asked us whether he's carrying yellow belly. We don't think he is, but you can see the influence of the Ultramel because look at the reds in his dorsal. Look at the colours in his pattern there. So when he's big enough, the plan is we've got two Ultramel, well not Ultramels, double het Ultramel clown girls that we bought last year. Now I think he is going into shed, so I'm going to give him a little bit of extra water, Jared. And but he's feeding well, he's doing well. I think he could be ready in the next 3 to 6 months, Jared. We could get lucky. So hopefully he will be. And he's taking Maltese at the moment, extra large Maltese. So just to finish off, these are the two girls that we're building. We should bring them out and weigh them. They're called Binky Jester and Boo Boo Noodles. So these are names of clowns, and you can just see how big they are now. Now what I'll do is I'll bring this one out first, and we'll weigh her, see how she's doing.
Really long animals, aren't they?
They are very long, but let's just see how much they're weighing. Look at the reds in the colours. Can you see the red of the Ultramel in the het form? And also the alien heads are showing the brightness of the clown. So when there's certain marks that you can pick out, but I think that's progressing quite nicely. Let's see what weights they're coming in at.
1365.
So we're about 200 away from our goal of 1500, and I think give it 2 or 3 more months, Jared. They put on about 100 grams a month, so if you've got a couple of months before the next season, she should be ready, and hopefully the boy will be ready. And if they lock and start pairing up, we could actually have. What's the chances of us actually hitting a Ultramel clown, Jared? Have you worked out the
Well, there'll be
odds?
1 in 2 of getting a clown, and then 1 in 4 of getting an Ultramel.
So it's 1 out of 8. So we need 8 eggs to hit 1 Ultramel clown, and we've got 2 girls that could give us those 8 eggs. And we might even get 16 eggs, which means we'll end up with 2 of
Definitely
these.
not het pied, is she?
No, can you see some marks on her?
Proper tracks.
If she's het pied as well, it would be a real bonus, because then we're going to be able to.
Is that something that slips in now and again, if it's like a possible het?
Yeah, what's that weighing in it?
Same again, 1370.
So 1370. They're on the brink. So if there's a pied gene in here, that'll be the bridge between the 2 projects, because we've got the Ultramel pied multi combos. Ultramel clown. If she does prove out to be het pied as well, it'll be so much easier to bridge everything. So we should be looking at creating some triple het soon. So what we might do is once we've produced a visual girl, which is Ultramel clown, we'll
Stick
put
it as colt.
colt to her and actually get the double visual with the het pied and the het clown in there. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I think we're just about out of time. Everyone have a wonderful end to your week. Thank you for watching and appreciate your support. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.